Welcome to the press conference, the first one of today. We are joined by Sentinels. If you have a question for any of the players or the coach, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question from Tebin at Iconic.
Hello, my question is for Tens. My question is that it's not so common to see you playing with South American players. So I wanted to ask you, what does Sassian Bankara adds to the team, and what do they add you as a player so you can be even better at Valorant?
Yeah, so coming into the team, they provided a lot of good insight, and also they were on Loud, previous world champions, so they have that like good experience to teach me to become like a better player, and I would say like harness like my power better. Also another thing, it's really cool just to see how culturally different they are, and we definitely been creating like a really nice environment within the team.
Thank you. Next question from Adarsh Sportskita.
Hey, my question's also for Tens. So we haven't really seen you play Sage since your days in Cloud9. So how did it feel to play a completely different role after a long time in a high pressure single elimination tournament like Lock-in?
Coming into lock-in with the Sage pick, I would say it took a few days to get used to, but primarily you have to be not utilizing kind of like off angles like you can with Jet or like Reyna, characters like that. You have to play a lot more smart, use your utility to stall. And so it was just kind of reeling back the aggression a bit and playing more passive, more for info. It didn't feel too hard when we were doing practice before, but definitely Fnatic, they were pulling out some new stuff that we haven't seen before. So it was kind of hard for us to adapt mid-game.
All right, thank you.
Next question from Lucas, esports.net Brazil.
Hi, my question is for Pancada. Can I ask in português?
Yes.
Pancada, boa tarde, sou o Lucas do esporte.net. Eu queria saber assim, um pouco de você, como está sendo a sua adaptação com a equipe, uma equipe nova e principalmente falando inglês. Quais são os desafios que você encontrou e como que você está lidando com eles?
Primeiramente, boa tarde. Cara, tá sendo bem tranquilo, pra ser sincero. Os meninos me receberam muito bem, me deram tempo pra trabalhar. Tirando que eles também são muito gente boa, então eu consigo conversar com eles, brincar com eles, e isso ajuda muito na minha evolução. Acho que é isso, não tem muito o que dizer, tá sendo bem fácil.
Beleza, muito obrigado.
Thank you. Next question from Nicolas at Directo Bogotá.
Hi guys, GG. This question is for Tyson. Tyson, I want to know if you were happy with the map selection and give us your feeling of the first presentation of the new Sentinels. What things do you highlight from the team regardless of the result?
I don't technically want to say what maps are comfort pick maps because that'd just kind of be like troll, but definitely we're gonna go into like VOD review after and look what we did right, look what we did wrong this tournament, refine our maps a lot more, and come into the league a lot more solid.
Next question from Kushal at Sportskita.
Hey guys, my question would be for Psycho. So you mentioned earlier that Sentinels have been working quite a bit towards their communication and other aspects of gameplay since the last tournament. With the single elimination bracket and lock-in, do you think there was a lot of pressure to implement those improvements in today's game?
In regards to this tournament, yes. But just overall, like I said in the last press conference, you know, our eyes are on champions and qualifying for that, which is qualifying for Tokyo and doing well in the league. So those have been our focus points, and this is just one step along that path. And our goal this tournament was to get as much experience as possible. I think we fell a bit short of our own aspirations and expectations. However, we did learn a lot from this tournament, and I'm really looking forward to getting back, you know, with my assistant coaches Kaplan and Drew, as well as the team, and looking over the VODs, not just for our game, but for the entire tournament, reviewing our practice and seeing what we can, you know, cook up for this next stage, which is the league back home in NA.
Awesome, thank you.
Next question from Alec VLR GG.
Hey guys, my question is also to Psycho. During the off season, either you or someone on the team mentioned at the Ludwig Tarek Invitational that you guys had only started practice just a couple of days before that. So I was just wondering if you feel you're still underprepared compared to some of the other teams at this tournament.
I don't know if we're underprepared. It's more so just that, building a championship team takes a long time. It's a process, right? We learned this back in XSET. We didn't start out as a top tier team. We started out as a team that was struggling to qualify internationally and took that to a team that could consistently qualify, but wasn't doing well in them. And then to a team that, took 5th, 6th in champions. So it's all a process. I know this, the guys know this. All we can do is trust the process and keep working hard in this off season and preparing as well as we can for the league.
Thank you. Next question from Wesley the Clutch.
Thank you. My question is for Saci in Portuguese, right?
Okay.
Boa tarde, Saci. E aí, tá com saudade?
Porra, deu tempo.
Então, vamos lá. Já faz um tempo aí que você chegou para um grande público aqui no Brasil, salvo engano, se não me falha a memória, foi lá no final do primeiro split de 2017 do CBLOL, quando você ganhou pela Red Kennedy. Como é voltar a jogar com a torcida te apoiando?
Cara, eu acho que hoje foi totalmente surreal. Não falando só por mim, mas também pelo Brian. A gente voltou pro Brasil como campeões mundiais. E com certeza posso falar por ele que a gente sentiu muito apoio da torcida brasileira. Então foi uma sensação meio que inexplicável, sabe? Então acho que o que eu só tenho é agradecer mesmo.
We have a question in the room.
Boa tarde, meninos. Ariel do Valorant Zone. Minha pergunta para o Saci e para o Pancada primeiramente, sinto muito que a vitória não veio, mas a pergunta mais no geral visando o VCT Américas, né? Como é que vocês estão se sentindo para essa nova liga, com novo formato, novos adversários, né? Algo que vocês nunca tiveram antes. Como é que tá a expectativa de vocês dois, visando toda a experiência que vocês já estão tendo aí com a Sentinels nesse time internacional?
Cara, eu tô visualizando uma coisa muito boa, na verdade, porque a liga, eu acho que o nosso time ele tem uma capacidade muito grande de evolução. Como você falou, foi muito triste que a gente saiu agora, foi um resultado que obviamente a gente não esperava, mas agora o foco é a liga, o foco é classificar para Tóquio e garantir os pontos para Champions. Então acho que é tudo parte do processo e a gente tem que acreditar nisso. Então a liga é só o próximo passo a ser seguido mesmo. Tá esperando você.
Eu? Foi mal. A liga passa bastante estabilidade pra gente também, que foi uma coisa que ele esqueceu de citar, que a gente pode se preparar bem sem se preocupar de estar fora no próximo split, por exemplo. Então é uma coisa que vai vir para ajudar a gente, vai dar tempo de trabalho pra gente.
Over there.
Hi guys, my question is for Saci, so I'll address it in Portuguese. Saci, são duas perguntas em uma, acho que as duas você vai responder muito rápido. A primeira é, no primeiro campeonato internacional com a Loud, ano passado, vocês conseguiram chegar até a final e agora acabaram parando no meio do caminho, apesar de ser um formato completamente diferente, né? O que faltou para a Sentinels ir um pouco mais para frente? E também, você falou aí do Masters, né? Pro VCT Américas, para a franquia das Américas ter mais uma vaga pro Masters de Tóquio, um time das Américas vai ter que ganhar. Vocês vão torcer aí para Loud ou para outro time das Américas ser campeão?
Tá, vou responder a primeira pergunta primeiro, rapidinho. Cara, sobre a primeira pergunta, né? A gente conseguiu vamos dizer, um sucesso, porque a gente pegou o vice-campeão, né? Ano passado lá na Islândia. O nosso time ele já vinha jogando campeonatos desde o começo, né? A gente teve de janeiro, a gente já foi jogando Qualify, já foi embolando, então a gente teve mais sim experiência como time. E também teve a base, né? Eu tinha uma base muito forte com o Side Hack, desde da Vikings, e aquilo se manteve. Então, meio que o time já estava estruturado. Eu acho que esse foi um dos motivos também da gente ter conseguido ir bem lá, internacionalmente falando. E sobre a Loud, óbvio, vou torcer. Não tenho por que não torcer para eles. E eu torço muito, principalmente pelo Aspas, eu tenho uma amizade muito forte com ele. E eu só torço pelo sucesso desse menino aí.
Valeu.
Hi, my name is Eduardo. I'm from Base Rush. My question goes to the head coach. First of all, nice glasses if you're using it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to ask, even this tournament is being just an experience for VCT Americas, and you guys are losing on the first series with a 2-0. Do you think that even this one quick series is enough to like see some errors on the team and like fix it to VCT?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, it sucks going out 0-2, right? But the fact of the matter is Fnatic are a wonderful team. Their preparation was amazing. And they just bested us today, right? And that's unfortunate. We would have loved to have gone further and get more practice. But we do feel the match experience is going to be valuable, as well as the practice here in Brazil that we've had for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that we've been here. So all of that combined, the practice in the practice facility here in Brazil against these other tier 1 teams, as well as the match experience on stage, we're going to look at all of it, and we see it all as valuable. And yes, we would have loved to have gone further and had a couple more matches, but we still feel like this is a good amount to go off of for next year, or for next split.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Next question from Arnab.
Hi guys, my question is for Coach Psycho. Looking at the overall series, what do you think that you guys lacked the most, which helped Fnatic to the series?
It's hard to say, without hitting the tape with Drew Spark and Kaplan and really digging into the nitty gritty of it. But just at a surface level, immediate reactions, we knew they're a strong team. We knew they had a core 3 and coach who had performed all last year together. We knew they went to a bunch of extra lands, including that Chinese land over the off season. And, they just have a lot of experience together. They have a lot of firepower, a lot of cohesion, a lot of chemistry, and a lot of experience. And we're still gathering that experience as a team. We're still punching through some language barrier stuff. It's all one step at a time, one day at a time, one match at a time, one tournament at a time. We're just approaching it that way. So yeah, Fnatic were really well prepared. They had the experience, and we just fell a little short.
Thank you. Next
Thank
question.
you.
Next question from Nicolas, Director Bogota.
Tyson, why not repeat the jet in split in Fnatic? Derke repeat and it works. Maybe you lose a little bit of firepower.
So looking at composition, it's more about what our team decided as a whole. We ran the Sage on split, it felt really good. And like as I said before, there was just some stuff that we didn't quite adapt to yet. Like what really surprised us was people walling over our walls, which nobody actually has ever done in practice before. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's losing the firepower. It's definitely like the X factor can be a little bit smaller, but as long as you play Sage right, you can have a really, really good impact.
Thank you. Next question from Declan at Deserto.
Yeah, hi. This question is for Psycho. So you kind of said that you've learned a lot from your time here in Brazil and from that match against Fnatic. Any specific takeaways you can share with us from this event?
None that I'm ready to share yet, but I will say it's been a tremendously valuable experience. Even though we came out here and we went out 0-2, still the act of coming out here, getting the tournament reps in, getting the practice against these tier 1 teams, and getting the match and stage experience in front of the fans with this new squad has been invaluable in itself.
Next question from Rabia.
Hello, this is Rabia from James. My question is open for everyone. Did Fnatic's composition on split shock you guys? I mean, they went with dual duelist and dual controller composition.
I think we had a good feeling they may lean into Durka on the jet and potentially run a double duelist. And we felt that our game plan and our resources, our utility would outweigh the X factor as he presented it, or the firepower that is added from the double duelist. We had a game plan around that. However, they hit us with some things that were a bit unexpected, and we were a bit slow to adapt. I think given some time, we'll be able to close up these weaknesses and shore up that composition. But like I said in another press conference, we're not tied to any composition. We're looking at compositions game day to game day, and trying to analyze how our game plan can match up against the game plan of the team that we expect to play.
Yeah, sure. Sorry for the error. They went for dual Sentinel. Sorry.
That's okay.
Good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Sorry, one more thing. Sorry. Second, huge love for from everyone. It was just a bad day. You played quite well. So,
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Did you have another question? No, right?
That was just a comment.
no.
Gotcha. Are there any other questions in the room? All right, that concludes our press conference with Sentinels. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the press conference. We are joined today by Fnatic coming off of their victory against Sentinels. If you have a question for any of the players, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question goes to Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you. I'll ask this to Boaster. This was a very anticipatory matchup. The super team from the Americas versus the super team from EMEA, as everyone's saying. I'd just like to ask, do you feel that the victory was more things going right for you guys, or perhaps a lack of experience as a team from Sentinels? Were they maybe overhyped at all coming into this matchup?
No, I don't think they were. I think they're a good team. It was just I honestly think our kind of team dynamic and what we've formed as the core as well is going to be a lot stronger because we've kept obviously our two of the biggest star players in their roles, and we picked up two more in the stars of their roles in EMEA as well. So it was quite easy incorporating them because everyone kind of speaks English as well. So I think maybe Sentinels might have struggled with Pancada, because I do remember at Champions I did a jersey swap with him and I was trying to talk to him, and he did have a translator with him. So I think they're just going to be a slow burner team, but they're going to get better and better over time because Def and Psycho, and obviously they got Kaplan as well. They have a good system. I think it's just time.
Thank you. Next question from Declan at Deserto.
Hey, this question is also for Boaster. I know it's an entirely different team, but did it feel good in any way to kind of finally beat Sentinels on Haven?
Yeah, of course. It feels good to beat them on both maps, actually. About the same, actually. So yeah, it felt really good. To be fair, this is the first event where I felt very positive, even in scrims. I feel a lot more relaxed than normally, because normally I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to do this, we need to fix this. But this is the first team that feels like even if I make rubbish calls, someone will just do a round. And then I'm like, oh, nice. I look like an unreal IGL.
Thanks. Next question from Adar Sportskita.
Hey, my question is also for Boaster. Boaster, congrats on the win.
Unlucky boys.
And we haven't really seen a double duelist lineup from Fnatic in a long time, even after Althea joined the team, but worked out pretty well for you guys today. So is that something you were not a fan of earlier? And with Chronicle coming to the team, is this something we can see from you guys moving forward?
I think mainly with the double dive, it was mostly on Mini. Because in the past, we obviously ran the Viper. And when Split was coming back, we knew that there is an opportunity to play the Viper, but Mini was always vibing with that double dive. And he kind of looked at our roster and it suited our roles as well. And we just tested it out and it was working. It was looking okay. And then obviously we had to work on it and improve it. And eventually we collaborated together also with our other coach SLK as well. And we managed to get to a comfortable state. And yeah, so that wasn't on me. That was all Mini.
All right, thank you.
Next question from Alec at VLRGG.
Hey, my question is for Dirk. You've played at multiple LANs before, but they were always in front of a European crowd. And this time you're playing in front of a Brazilian crowd against a team with Brazilians on the team. So the crowd is very much against you now. So I'm wondering if you could speak to how that makes it different.
It really doesn't make a difference when the crowd is against you or not. It's just like if you win the rounds, they won't cheer you, or if you get the kills, nobody will cheer and you'll hear everything in game. So I was even more relaxed, I think, because it was like, if I get the entry, nobody's gonna scream. It's like I can go for more. For me, it was like kind of like easier, because usually when you have home crowd, it's like something happening. If it's good for you, you don't hear anything, and then something bad might happen.
Gilbro using weaknesses.
Thank you. Next question from Nicolas Directo Bogota.
Hi guys, congratulations for everyone. This is for Buster. We saw a strong Fnatic, and in Haven, we saw very good game readings. Did you study Sentinels before the game, or just the reading was during the game?
Haven, we actually had no info on what they were going to run. We had ideas. Minnie was doing what he. I'm not going to say it. Minnie was doing what he could do with what resources he had to figure it out. But Haven, we had nothing. It was just we were just playing our game. That's all. Like we saw the comp, we try and play against the comp, and we do the pros and cons. Like what's good about that comp, what's bad about that comp, and then I just cool. And then momentum is momentum. I see weaknesses on the map, and I'm like, we go there, and hopefully we win. It's kind of like that. If there's any tack, then Mini normally has a read that will help us convert that round too.
All right, next question from Brandon Esports GG.
Yeah, if somebody wants to answer this on his behalf, I'm actually directing it towards Cal Paulo there. Just want to know, since I don't imagine he speaks, how does it feel to be a last minute substitute in front of the Brazilian crowd, kind of, against you with Sentinels? Just kind of what are your thoughts on being out there? What's the energy that you were feeling as you were cheering on Fnatic?
No, not like this. Hey guys, I'm Leo. It was good energy. I'm so happy with that. Thanks for everything. Calm down, calm down.
The running joke is that Cal Paulo speaks more than Leo. So actually he's given quite a lot of good answers this press conference already.
Yeah. Good job, Cal.
Does the cow have a name?
Cal Paulo.
Cow Paulo. Okay, got it. Thanks. Next question from Rabia.
Hello everyone, this is Rabia from Jinx. Congratulations on the win. My question is for Boaster. What's the reason behind not choosing any initiator on split? I mean, it did work well for you guys, but I'm just curious, why did you guys went for that?
I think it's kind of what I said a tiny bit earlier, was that we used to run kind of the Viper comp, and that one often involves having an initiator, but we wanted to run the double dive in order to kind of have that explosive energy into our first game. And it just kind of suited our roles better as players, like what agents we preferred to play. And obviously it's quite fun getting Chronicle on Raze, doing his double satchels in and stuff. And I think everyone was just really comfortable on it. And I think that's pretty much it. It was just like, that comp's good, let's run it.
We could run an initiator instead of the Sage, and there was a big debate about whether we should run Sage or initiator, like a breach or something. But we just went with Sage, and there's something we'll think about in the future, maybe.
There we go.
Awesome, thank you. Great walkouts. Love them.
Thank you. Just wait for the next one.
Oh, I'm always waiting for your walkouts. Always. Thanks.
Next question from Kushal at Sportskeeda.
Hey guys, congrats on the win. My question is for Boaster again. So, if Furia wins against T1 today, you will potentially be facing a Brazilian team in front of the home crowd. Knowing how the crowd can affect the matchup, would you rather face T1 or would you like to take on the home team?
I think I mean I'm down to like play both teams, but if we were to play Furia, I think that'd be quite fun. Never really had a crowd not rooting for us. Except today, kind of, but there were a few crazy fans out there screaming their hearts out. It seems like I could definitely hear them. But yeah, there is something like Dirk was saying where like he gets a kill, and instead of like what would happen normally is like he gets a kill, woo, and he goes for another one, woo, and they get hyped, and Dirk gets more hyped as well, and he's like, I gotta go again. Like, you kind of get that adrenaline when you hear the woo. But today there was no woos, so we were just kind of getting a kill, and we were able to actually communicate. So I'm down for Furia. Like, it'll be fun playing against a home crowd for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Also, if you are playing again your home team or home player. So it's much more under pressure because I can feel it on the champions. So they're gonna, if they playing good, they're gonna play bad on this crowd, I'm sure.
Thank
Bloody
you.
hell, Alpha, don't jinx us, boy. You don't know where we roll. He's just he said, if they play in front of the home crowd, then he don't think they'll play as good because they're more pressured.
Oh, I mean, that's historically not been true with Brazilian teams, but
No, yeah, but they play better.
You will see.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
He's only 17. Don't take what he takes to heart.
All right, we have a question in the room.
Yeah, congratulations for the win, Raquel from Valorant Zone. I want to know how was to play without Leo because he's get COVID, and I want to know how was the adaptation to play without him.
Who's it for?
Anyone?
So basically the way it went down was we found out Leo had COVID a few days ago. Like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And we've just presumed we're going to be playing with our substitute. So we actually prepared a little bit with Kamek, our substitute. And he's been playing really well and kind of like over the past month, he's been playing quite a lot because we've had some things going on behind the scenes. So I'm kind of proud of Kamek so far. And I think we're ready even if we had to have played with Kamek. But yeah, like it's Leo. Like everyone on this table knows how good Leo is, whether he's playing in front of a crowd or playing in an isolation room or if he's got COVID, like he's just too good. So I think we're confident. And he's feeling better today, it sounds like. So we're kind of hopeful that he can be with us for the celebration for the next one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Nicolas.
Okay, this is for Chronicle. Tell us your feelings about the game and the feelings with your new team.
Simply, I'm really glad that we won first match because it's obviously a first match, and it gave us, I think, a little bit more confidence how good we are playing or not. What about match? It was also great. I mean, if you look at the score, it might seems like it was like an easy game, but it wasn't. I think the main reason we won it was just because we won so many clutches, so it literally turned the game for us in our side. And I'm really glad that we had this match exactly against Sentinels because it was a great experience, for us, especially for me. Like I gained a lot of this match because of these matches.
Thank you. Next question from Arnab.
Hi guys, my question is for Alpha here. So, continuing the question about the crowds, you face crowds in your hometown in Istanbul, and this time now in Brazil. You had first experience over there, and now here. How different now you feel on your confidence and everything? Just want to know your insights.
I'm very comfort right now because I take my all pressure on champions and I was full under stress on champions because I'm all the time thinking win because if we are lose, they lost to just one player on Turkey. So I will be just comfort and confident in the next tournaments because I'm not under pressure anymore and I'm not nervous.
Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room? All right, that concludes our press conference with Fnatic. Congratulations today on your victory, and we will see you next time.